Traditional IRA or Roth IRA, the key differences between the two and how either one can help you achieve your financial and investing goal and needs. That is what today's video is all about, so without further ado, let's get into it. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Mark Heath and welcome to my YouTube channel. You know we're all about personal growth and development, and along with that comes financial growth, which is something I am very passionate about and is why I'm bringing you this video here today. I want to preface this saying that this is a very high-level, beginner-friendly video, and there are different nuances and exceptions to rules within a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA, but we are not going to get into that today. I just want to give a very high-level understanding for beginners, and then later down the line I can get into the exceptions and nuances to certain rules in a later video. But with that being said, let's get into the first key difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. An IRA is an individual retirement account, and it's exactly how it sounds. You are stashing and putting away money for your retirement. One of the key differences, and probably one of the most important between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA, is the tax structure. So with a traditional IRA, all your contributions are made with pre-tax dollars. So all the gains and earnings that you make on your investments won't be taxed until later on in life when you're able to withdraw that money at 59 and a half years old. So you can enjoy taking advantage of this because it is known as a tax deferred account, and you can push off your taxes until later on in life. Not only is it a tax deferred account, it is also a tax deductible account. And say you make $50K and you contribute the maximum allowed in an IRA account for that year, which is $7K. You won't be taxed at the income tax of $50K. It will instead be taxed at $43K, which is a big advantage if you want to take advantage of the present now tax benefits that a traditional IRA offers you. On the flip side, a Roth IRA is an after-tax account. So all of the contributions you make are after taxes, but the big plus side is all of the gains and earnings you make over your years of investing. When you're able to withdraw that money at 59 and a half years old, you can take that money completely tax-free, which is a super big advantage for an investor. Usually people use this as a factor to distinguish if they're going to go with a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. Because as you get older, you usually go up in your income taxes and your tax bracket, and we also don't know what the tax rates are going to be as we get older, so some people prefer to get the taxes done and over with now so they can enjoy and reap the benefits later on in life and having that money completely tax-free. Moving on to our second difference between these two accounts is required minimum distributions. So what this means is, say you've been fortunate enough to make a lot of money throughout your lifetime and you've had your IRA accounts working in the background for you. That's great, but if you own a traditional IRA account, at some point you will be forced to withdraw a certain portion of that money because that is just one of the rules of owning that type of account, and the age at which you have to do this is 73 years old. No matter what, even if you don't need the money, you have to make withdrawals at that point in the time because that's the rules governing that specific account type. On the other side of this, with a Roth IRA, there are no type of requirements for you to do so. You don't have to touch that money if you don't want to, or even within your lifetime. That's something that you could pass on in the family and create generational wealth with. So that is another factor that you can consider on if you want to have a traditional or Roth IRA. On to difference number 3, which are taxes and early withdrawal penalty fees. With a traditional IRA account, if you take out any money prematurely before the age of 59 and a half years old, not only will you be taxed on that money, but you will be subjected to a 10% early withdrawal penalty fee, which is huge. We know in finance that our number one enemy are fees and taxes, and we want to try to minimize those as much as possible. That's why it is very dire that you try not to touch this money whatsoever. Yeah, you know you're going to get taxed on it later on in retirement once you start making withdrawals, but a 10% penalty fee can eat away at so many of your earnings and gains and wipe out so much time that you spent building up that money to begin with. And for me personally, it's just not worth it unless you really have to, and it is a last resort. On the flip side, with a Roth IRA, you can pull out money before 59.5 years old and it can be exempt from taxes and the 10% penalty fee, but that's only if you are withdrawing money that you contributed, which is the principal. If you start taking out money outside of the principal, so your earnings and gains, it will be subjected to taxes and also a 10% penalty fee. So if you want that extra security, that's why a Roth may be very, enticing for you. But at the same time, we know this is all about retirement and this is growing money for the long term for it not to be touched. So if you know you'll have the discipline and be in a position where you won't need to touch the money, then you don't have to worry about the taxes and the 10% fee within a traditional IRA. But at the same time, we don't know what the future holds, and that extra security really could give you peace of mind in terms of a Roth. So it's just more so weighing your options and calculating the amount of risk you're willing to take on which account will offer you a better situation for your financial needs in the future. On to our fourth and final key difference between these two accounts are income requirements. With a traditional IRA, there are no income requirements. If you are 18 years or older and have an earned income, you can contribute to this account. With a Roth IRA, if you are a single individual and you make above $153,000, you cannot contribute to a Roth IRA anymore. And if you're married and filing jointly, your limit is $228,000, which is a bittersweet moment, because if you're making a healthy 6 figures, that's great, that's awesome, but at the same time, you won't be able to reap the full benefits of a Roth IRA at that point. And it's because these accounts are super tax advantaged. The biggest one being that you withdraw the money completely tax-free once you enter retirement, and it's all yours completely. No one gets to take a piece of the pie and wealth that you've grown. And because of those insane advantages, I do believe that is why it is capped at a certain income level. But at the same time, that's great. If you're making a healthy 6 figures, you are winning in life and you're building wealth, and this is what we are all about today. So I'm really happy that I was able to share those key 4 differences between these 2 account types, and I hope that they were able to help you make a decision if you don't know which one you want to go with over the other. Well guys, that is all I have for you today, the 4 core differences between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA, and why they're both really good vehicles for investing in yourself and your future. I will also be dropping more videos that have to deal with very beginner, easy-friendly concepts within finance and building your wealth and growing financially on your own terms. So until then, I'll see you next time.